Hey everyone, it's Monica and I'm 29 years old. Buckle up because I got a story that I never thought I'd be telling. You see, my whole life felt like it was tailor-made for someone else, not me. My parents were all about playing it safe. Safety first, safety last, basically. Safety was their middle name. It was ingrained in me to always take the safest route, which made my life as exciting as watching paint dry. Anyhow, here comes Andre. The guy was the epitome of safety. Christian, family-oriented, corporate job, heck. He probably had a stockpile of insurance policies just in case. He was Mr. White Picket Fence, and I figured, why not? Safe was my middle name too, after all. So we got hitched after college, and life went on just as expected. Predictable mornings, predictable evenings, and a predictably comfortable existence. But let me tell you, even the safest roads can take the craziest turns. So there I was, trapped in this suburban purgatory, feeling the weight of monotony creeping up on me like a ninja. Resentment? Oh, it was knocking on my door, and I was trying my best to keep it out. I couldn't punish my husband and kids with my behavior. I thought I was the problem, so obviously I had to fix it myself. But you know what they say, the more you resist, the stronger it gets. I found myself resenting the life I had chosen, the decisions that led me to this picturesque yet painfully dull existence. And yet, instead of breaking free, I decided to play the part even more convincingly. I dove into the world of stereotypical wife things. Neighborhood action plans? Oh, I was the captain of that ship. I had the moms in the area sign up for more activities than they could keep track of. But let me tell you, behind the perfectly arranged smiles and orchestrated events, I was drowning in boredom. I wanted something more for myself, but I felt like I was trapped. I yearned for something more, something that would make my heart race. But the suburban script said otherwise. Hiking, ice skating, or anything remotely exciting was off the table. It didn't fit the mold of who I was supposed to be. So I continued being the wine mom in suburbia, even though every sip felt like a drop of regret. Now, here's the kicker. Andre, my safety net, wasn't immune to the monotony either. Instead of acknowledging it, though, he took a different route. He'd lash out at me, nitpicking every little thing until our home became a war zone of passive-aggressive comments and resentful glances. Andre, can we please talk about what's been going on between us? What's there to talk about, Monica? You know exactly what I mean. This constant bickering, the tension. It's not healthy for either of us. Well, maybe if things were different around here, we wouldn't be having these issues. Different? How? I'm doing everything I can to make this a home, to be the wife you want me to be, but you keep nitpicking at everything. Do you resent me? What? How could you ask me that? Answer me. Do you resent all of this? Everything we built together? Yes? No? I don't know. It's all just too much. I think we need to talk to someone about us. What? Are you out of your mind? What's wrong with that? You want to humiliate me, huh? What would I look like going to some shrink? This wasn't part of the plan. There's no shame in getting help, Andre. I think we really need it. No, absolutely not. Listen, forget I ever said anything. Just drop it. So what? You're just giving up on us? I want this to work. Why can't you meet me halfway? I'm not saying that. Look, hey, don't cry, okay? Everything's gonna be okay. Just, I'm sorry, okay? Forget that I said anything, okay? Arguments became our currency, and apologies were just empty promises. I knew something had to change, but breaking free from this cycle felt like an impossible feat. The life I thought was safe and predictable had become a cage, and I was rattling the bars, desperate for a taste of freedom. On a hot summer day, I found out we were getting a new neighbor. It was a bit exciting because the houses next to ours had been empty forever. Finally, something different was about to happen, and I felt like a giddy schoolgirl. Watching through the living room window, I saw a moving truck pull up to the empty house. The idea of someone new moving in sparked some hope in me. Maybe this person could bring some life to our somewhat boring neighborhood. After a few days, I could hear the sounds of unpacking and setting up in the new neighbor's house. I couldn't help but peek through the curtains, curious about who this person was. The anticipation of meeting someone new was a welcome distraction from the tension that lingered between Andre and me. The day eventually came when we crossed paths. I thought it was high time we gave our neighbor a neighborly welcome, so I showed up at her doorstep with a bundt cake, some flowers, and a smile on my face. When she opened the door, I blurted out, "Hey there, you must be Agnes, our new neighbor. I'm Monica from next door. I brought you a cake and some flowers." "Oh, it's so good to meet you. Thank you for the warm welcome." "Of course, welcome to the neighborhood. If you need anything, just let us know. We're always a knock away." "I really appreciate that. Come in, let's chat a bit." "Sure thing. I've been so curious about the new person moving in. What brings you to our lovely suburban haven?" "Well, I moved here for work, and it seemed like a peaceful place. Plus, I've heard great things about the community, so I said, why not? It's generally quiet and safe for sure, but I have to admit it can get a bit too quiet at times." "Oh, I see. Well, I hope to add a bit of vibrancy to the place. By the way, would you like to join me for lunch? I'm making some jollof rice." "Jollof? What's that?" "You don't know what jollof is?" "No, I've never tried that before." "Lucky for you, I make the best jollof in the world. You don't know what you've been missing. Come, come." Agnes turned out to be a breath of fresh air, a lively addition to our usually dull suburban life. We bonded over shared interests, and her stories about Nigeria and other countries she had visited brought something new to our corner of the world. Not to mention that jollof rice was one of the best things I've ever tasted, so spicy and flavorful. Weeks went by, and as our friendship grew, Agnes brought a sense of life back into me. She became more than just a neighbor. She was someone I could really talk to. Our friendship was a reminder that life had more to offer than the routines we'd gotten stuck in. Now, here's the curveball. Andre, the family man himself, didn't quite appreciate my newfound zest for life. Turns out he loved the old Monica, and he thought that me hanging out with Agnes would give me bad ideas, whatever the hell that meant. Maybe he thought that I would finally realize my self-worth and leave his adamant self. He couldn't fathom the idea of his wife having interests and dreams beyond what he'd mapped out for us. It wasn't part of his plan. I'm sure he was saying in his head, "It was like I committed a crime by having a friend." Honestly, I thought that he was even being racist for getting all pissy about this, because why would he be upset at my newfound happiness with a new friend? Was it because she was Nigerian? Because he didn't have any problems with my other neighborhood friends, so why was he particularly upset with Agnes? Our marriage turned into this bizarre tug of war, and my arms were getting tired. Agnes fascinated me with the stories of her travels all over the world, and it made me feel stupid for never even renewing my passport so that I too could go sightseeing. She was so accomplished, and she looked like she was at peace. I envied that. Well, as I'm sure you lovely bunch must know, what comes up always eventually has to come down. The initial buzz of having a new neighbor kind of died down. There were only so many places to show her around town, so Agnes settled into a routine, and soon she was caught up with work, leaving me with the same old suburban blues. Boredom crept back in, making the routine of being a housewife feel even more hopeless. The dream I once thought was safe and predictable now felt like a prison. But then a light bulb moment hit me. Why not get a job? Something to break free from the monotony and add a dash of excitement to my life. I was eager to share my newfound plan with Andre, thinking he would be thrilled at the prospect of me doing something for myself. However, the reaction I got was far from what I expected. Instead of support, Andre lost his cool. He started yelling, demanding to know what had gotten into me. The intensity of his reaction took me by surprise, and what followed was one of our biggest fights yet. I couldn't understand why my desire for a job would elicit such a strong negative response. The dream of a picket fence and predictability was starting to feel more like a nightmare. Hey, Andre, I've been thinking, I want to get a job. What? Are you out of your mind? Who's going to take care of the house and the kids? Well, I was thinking we could share responsibilities. I want something more in my life. More? You're just like that neighbor Agnes, aren't you? She's putting these ideas in your head. Agnes has nothing to do with this. I need something for myself, Andre. Selfish. You're jeopardizing our family for your own selfish desires. I can't keep living this way, Andre. We're both miserable. Oh, now you're the expert on our lives, thanks to your new liberator, Agnes. Stop blaming Agnes. This isn't about her. It's about me. I deserve more. It's also about us and our marriage. Why can't you see how unhappy I am? You've changed, Monica. I don't even recognize you anymore. Maybe I needed to change. Maybe we both do. The argument escalated with hurtful words exchanged, leaving scars on our relationship. The dream of a picture-perfect life was shattering, revealing the fractures that had been building beneath the surface. This was one of our worst fights, and I think a part of me knew that there was no turning back from this. I embraced my new job with enthusiasm, relishing the creativity and excitement it brought into my life. The mundane suburban routine was replaced with the fast-paced world of fashion, and I couldn't have been happier, despite my happiness. There was one certain energy-sucking vampire lurking in the corners of my home. Andre's resentment lingered like a storm cloud. I chose to ignore his passive-aggressive comments and focus on my own journey of self-discovery. I believed in leading by example for my daughters, showing them the importance of pursuing their dreams and that nothing was impossible. As time went on, me and Andre settled into a silent agreement, avoiding confrontations and pretending everything was fine. I wished my husband would open up, but his walls seemed to be strong. The tension between us was sick, and it was so frustrating sharing a bed with someone who wasn't willing to love me. Focusing on my career and personal growth, I continued to climb higher, leaving the shadows of my past life behind. I had only been there for about 3 months, but already I was dominating. And if I do say so myself, I was super proud of what I was accomplishing. Of course, I couldn't share the good news with my husband because it would probably just spark another argument, so I kept it all in. I would try and share the news with Agnes, but her responses were dwindling as the weeks went by, and I didn't know why. I didn't want to bother her, so I also stopped responding as often, just so she knew I was giving her her space. I'm not going to lie, it stung a bit to see that we weren't as close as we were before, but unfortunately, that's just the way adulting works sometimes. Fast forward to a day when I wasn't working. I had taken the day off to spend some time taking care of one of my daughters because she was sick. But then, out of the blue, a series of angry knocks echoed through my front door. Opening it, I found Agnes standing there, her face a storm of anger that I hadn't seen coming. "Is everything okay?" "I need to talk to you. I saw your car in the driveway and decided that we needed to sort this out once and for all." "What are you talking about?" "What am I talking about? Please, Monica, don't make me act out of character. I've been patient with you long enough, but at this point I feel like I'm being disrespected." "I don't know what's going on, Agnes." "Is this about texting? I'm sorry, I haven't texted as much, but with your lack of response, I thought that I was being annoying." "No, it's not about the text. Why are you acting thick right now? You and your husband are a real case, you know that?" "Agnes, please tell me what the problem is." "For the millionth time, the noise is the problem." "What noise?" "Listen, Monica, you're a nice girl. It's a shame it's come down to this, but I'm going to say it one last time, and if I have to say it again, I'll just call the police on you two. Keep the noise down. I hear you and your husband getting it on every single day. Are you two not tired? Because I am. It's too much. Every time I've come to knock here and complain about your noise, your idiot husband has greeted me with a stupid smile and told me that you two would keep it down, but you don't. You just go at it like wild animals, and I get migraines from hearing you two." I was shocked, you all. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. What noises? What the hell was she talking about? "Hello? Monica, are you even listening to me?" I'm normally at work all day." "What?" "I'm always at work. Today is the first day I've ever had a day off. And Andre isn't home right now. He never comes home during the day. And I'm always at work. What noise are you talking about?" "Oh, honey." I was standing there, tears streaming down my face, the reality of the situation hitting me like a ton of bricks. Agnes, now apologetic and sympathetic, tried to console me, explaining that she had no clue Andre was cheating. She thought I was always at home, which was why she was avoiding me in the neighborhood and not texting as often. She thought I was disrespecting her for not listening to her request to keep the noise down. I was humiliated, and the nausea was rising in my throat. I couldn't believe that Andre, my husband, would betray me in such a blatant and heartless manner within the walls of our supposedly sacred family home. The guy who was all about family was cheating. How rich! Agnes, in her kindness, came inside and made me tea, assuring me that everything would be all right. But in that moment, defeat and anger overwhelmed me. This was the final straw, and as the sadness transformed into rage, I realized that the man I had thought was the love of my life was, in fact, the most awful person I had ever known. I was so angry, you all. At that moment, I thought I'd explode. I'm going to make sure he regrets the day he ever met me. I swear it. When Agnes asked me what I was going to do, I smiled like a Cheshire cat and told her what I was thinking at that moment. By the look on her face, I could tell that she was just as wicked as I was. "I can't say that it's a good thing, but it's certainly justified. Have at it, darling. And if you need me for anything, just let me know. But in the meantime, let me make some popcorn." Agnes left me when she ensured that I was okay and said that she was one call away. Hours had gone by at this point, and I felt that my plan was finally ready. As Andre walked through the door later that day, I greeted him with a disarming kiss, catching him off guard. The subtle play of confusion on his face only fueled my determination. Immediately afterward, a slap echoed through the room as I unleashed the anger I'd bottled up for far too long. Andre's immediate reaction was a mix of surprise and anger. "What the hell, Monica? That hurt. What is wrong with you?" I should be the one asking you about that. What are you talking about? Have you gone insane? You think this is insane? Just wait a couple more minutes. Answer me now. What's happening? Are you cheating on me, Andre? Andre shifted from anger to looking like a deer in headlights. What are you talking about? Are you cheating on me? Of course not. Why would you even ask me something like that? Yeah, Andre, why would I ask you that? It's not like it's coming out of nowhere. Andre kept on denying it, and I was getting pissed off. So, what you're telling me is that you haven't been coming home during the day these past couple of months? Honestly, babe, I can't remember. Can we just drop it? Oh, you don't remember. Well, let me jog your memory. He asked me what I meant, and I told him that we could go through the cameras and be surprised together. Predictably, Andre persisted in his denials, even as the video was starting to play. It was at this point that I revealed my plan. Do you remember this now, huh? Oh, cat got your tongue. Well, I hope you think of something to say soon, because everyone in the neighborhood is seeing this right now. What? Yep, you heard that right, folks. I was broadcasting the CCTV footage to the neighborhood group chat. Don't worry, there weren't any kids in there. Everyone in the group chat was responding with absolute disgust and shock, wondering how everyone's favorite family man was a dirty, lying scumbag. Andre also checked the notifications on his phone, showing that he was getting tons of hate. Someone in the group decided to screen record some of the footage and post it on Twitter, because everything goes on Twitter, and it was also gaining traction. Additionally, Andre was getting messages from his supervisors at work asking him what the hell he was thinking. Monica, why are my supervisors texting me? Did you send this to them too? Yep. Actually, no, wait, that's a lie. I sent it to your boss. Yep, you also heard that right. The videos were circulating not only within our neighborhood group chat and a small part of the internet, but I also forwarded them to his unsuspecting employers. To add salt to his wounds, I used his own email address, making it seem like he was doing this on his own. I wanted him to feel the weight of the shame he had recklessly brought into the sanctity of our home. Andre's entrance into our home that evening was met with an unexpectedly warm welcome. As he leaned in for a kiss, I redirected my emotions into a slap that resounded through the room. What the hell is wrong with you? You're going to ruin my life. I'm pretty sure it's already ruined, babe. It's going to be hard to come back from this. You had no right to expose me like that. And you had no right to cheat on me. Remember our vows? But this is taking things way too far. How am I going to recover from this? I don't care. You humiliated me. It was time for you to pay. You've treated me like crap for all these years, and it was time for me to get my life back. You're crazy. And you're a dirty, cheating scumbag, and now everyone knows it too. In the aftermath of everything that went down, Andre's life crumbled around him. Good. The once respected family man became a pariah, a source of shame for his friends, co-workers, and family. The negative buzz surrounding his name all around the neighborhood and on Twitter soon led to the swift termination of his employment. Something about bad press. With no job to sustain him and no wife to love him, he ended up hotel hopping, racking up a bill because he insisted on living in luxury. Anyway, the way he spends his money is no longer my business, because I'm in the middle of processing for a divorce. As for our home, it underwent a transformation, a cleanse, if you will. The air felt lighter without the burden of Andre's lies hanging over us. The girls, although they were a bit too young to fully understand what was going on, knew that Daddy had hurt Mommy, and that was enough for them at the moment. Though the wounds were still fresh, I was glad that this happened. It was like getting rid of a growth. It was my chance to rebuild, rediscover myself, and redefine what life could be beyond the suffocating confines of an unfulfilling marriage.